We came here to change this mess that we're all living with right now. The world is just a big old mess. Lots is happening in Europe. If you're not aware, please check out your alternative media. Go and have a look. We can do things here, though, on this side of the planet. And you know what? For whatever reason, we're not flooding the streets. There's ways that we can actually affect change here at the grassroots level and do what needs to be done. What, on the other side of the world right now, they're working on a revolution with. We can do peacefully. We can do it peacefully. And how do we do it? I'll tell you how. We spread some truth. First of all, go find yourself a copy of Druthers. You need to read this article from May about the quiet transfer of Canada. Do you know what's happening to the land in Canada? Do you know what's happening in BC? If you don't, you need to go and look it up, because if you own land in this country, if you worked hard to get a piece of the pie, or your family has built from generations, a homestead, a family farmstead, whatever it might be, you need to know what the government's planning to do, what's already happening in BC. Druthers will let you know. They'll teach you everything you need to know. They'll tell you it all. Best thing is, my friend Sheila's got some articles in these papers here, and this little tiny paper packs a punch. It's going to give you more truth, more information, and more empowerment than all of the news media that the government gives you. Because you know why? They tell you what the government's up to, and the government never does. The government never does. So here you have it. Go find yourself the copy of June's Druthers newspaper. I'm going to read you an article that's from there, but written by my friend Shelagh, that you need to hear about, okay? Because this is where the change happens. This is where our power lies. We need to know. So here we go. Her article's called An All-Out Call-Out for Her Fellow Canadians, and I'm going to read it just as it is. I've been active at the local level for over 20 years. It's the government closest to the people. My late husband, Art Koborinsky, and I both ran for mayor 2014 and 2022 to correct the United Nations UN land grab described in that article, The Quiet Transfer of Canada, because the ultimate land transfer happens at the local level by your mayor. Pay attention now. Under the UN agenda, elected mayors must swear to serve the global sustainable development goals rather than their communities. Did you hear me? I'm going to read that. I'm going to repeat that again because it's important. Under the UN agenda, elected mayors must swear to serve the global sustainable development goals rather than their communities. Mayors are then used as patsies to designate their areas as international territory, thereby transferring all registered land titles and public securities to UN initiatives. Did you hear what I said? Transferring public securities and land titles to UN initiatives. Is that your plan for your land that you work so hard to have? Is that what you intended with it? Did you work for your whole generations, for the generations to come, to just have it given over? Taken? I don't think so. In the past 3 years, Druthers has published 3 of her articles on this, and you need to look them up and read them. She also has 3 books. POG, Peace, Order, and Good Governance. The Protocol, the Primer, the Protocol, and the Playbook. You need to read these because these will tell you everything you need to know about what you can do to fix this and to take back the power, take back your towns, and take back our country, for goodness sakes. The global mayors transfer local land to the global plan. Here you go. For years, I've watched local regulatory power slowly shift from elected mayors and councillors to municipality tiered structures that the public neither elects nor controls nor understands. Most people think that they have a local government. That would be your elected representatives. But what's actually operating day to day is municipal administration operations. When these 2 structures were merged together in 2001, did you know that? I don't think you read that in the newspaper. Probably not. I don't think they sent a little notice around to everybody. At least I don't recall. And if they did, it was very subtle because that's what they do. And we probably didn't think anything of it because why would we? Why would we? When these 2 structures were merged together in 2001, all local sovereign powers were captured. Captured. Financial powers using land, property registrations, and tax codes. 2, regulatory powers using building codes, permits, and commercial retrofits. And 3, essential public services, water, hydro, housing, transportation, schools, roads, 911 emergency. Using private energy agreements and the Provincial Municipal Act. Have you noticed, though, that mayors don't know anybody? They don't swear. We can't hardly find sheriffs or justices of the peace here anymore. Do you know why that is? That's why. That's who the mayors were sworn in by before, the JPs. I don't think that happens the same anymore. If this major structural defect is not corrected, the town ultimately goes bankrupt. It's a mathematical inevitability that vulnerable rural areas are experiencing now. I live in a rural area, and I can tell you, it'd be a damn shame to see anything happen to this little area. It's a beautiful spot. I moved here a very long time ago. I happen to quite like it. Been here 34 years. The non-political solution is to republic your public office. Municipal elections are scheduled this year in British Columbia, Manitoba, Ontario, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island, as well as Yellowknife and the Northwest Territories. Unlike the federal and provincial levels, the local office is the one place where ordinary people can directly make immediate change, and this election can be used by local candidates to A, 1, educate their area about the state of emergency, the land transfer that's happening locally. 2, stand to realign their local office back to public purpose. And 3, terminate the global initiatives being implemented in and on or against their town. Well, I put that in. That's not in the article. The against part. That's right. This year, ordinary people can peacefully stand and disengage their town or city from the unsustainable, the UN sustainable development programs, the development goals like UNDRIP. Do you know about UNDRIP? Because if you don't, you need to look at what's going on in BC. It's alive and well in BC, and it's causing quite a stir, I must say. Just by running for local council, talking to their neighbors, and hosting a few meet and greets, you can get the word out. You can teach people what's going on. One local candidate is set to do that. Many local candidates are set to do that, thanks to Shelagh McFarlene. The POG campaign is nonpartisan and simple. Running candidates stand for 1, fiscal responsibility, local revenue for local needs only, stewardship of public resources. 2, public transparency. That's a clear purview of office holders, public oath, full ledger disclosure. And 3, local autonomy. Separation of elected officials from municipal operations, no political affiliations, and no provincial downloads. Yeah. No debates on federal jurisdictional issues like climate change, no arguments over Bill C whatever, or provincial infrastructure projects, no politics, no colors. Just like it used to be. Like it was in the good old days. Now, many of you might not know or remember them, and that's fine. But let me tell you, it was a much, much simpler time. We all knew who was who and where it all went. The POG protocol playbook can be used in every province. All candidates, no matter the province, can share their campaign flyers, your scripts, your successes with each other. Every candidate will share the same simple message that Canadians are dying to hear: freedom from this financial tyranny and help for our kids. Running for public office isn't about seeking municipality strong powers. It's about restoring the principles on which this office was founded: peace, order, and good government administration. Local elections are usually won by very few votes, and campaigns cost very little money. A flyer, a meet and greet, a newspaper article, Facebook groups, boots on the ground volunteers to just get the message out faster and more effectively than money can. The POG message sells itself. Lawn signs and glossy flyers are for parties, not for people. So you can be a local hero. This year, Canadians have a clear path to take back their lawful sovereign powers, one town at a time. Government doesn't need a major overhaul. It just needs a few good standing men and women to realign it with its original purpose. I think it's gone a little too far, don't you? I think so. And we keep funding that stuff. For the first time in history, a major political problem can be peacefully resolved by a handful of ordinary people using the government closest to them. If you've seen what's going on in the UK, France, Ireland, Italy, these places are absolutely in chaos. This is peaceful. We can do this peacefully, people. Canada's known to be peaceful. That's why people come here. And look at the mess we're in, because we've been so damn peaceful about everything. Peacefully, we can quietly take back our power. Get involved. Get involved with this non-party movement. If this resonates with you, read her articles in Druthers and go to her website, shelagh.ca, SHELAW.ca, and download the POGs. They're all free. They're awesome. You'll have lots of support. You know what? We can do this. We could do this. And I plan to. I'm throwing my hat in the ring, and I'm running for mayor of my township. If I wouldn't recommend it, I wouldn't do it. So I'm gonna.